Okay, so let's unpack this. We've got some news about the BBC, marking the 50th anniversary of Bruce Springsteen's UK debut back in 1975.
Right. A documentary, a concert broadcast, it sounds like quite the event.
Yeah, exactly. So our deep dive today is really to get a handle on why this anniversary matters, 50 years on,
Yeah.
and what this BBC programming actually tells us.
Well, the sources we have are mainly promotional stuff for this BBC night. It talks about a new documentary when Bruce Springsteen came to Britain.
And the concert film, too, right? Hammersmith, Odeon 75.
That's the one. So yeah, the material sets the scene pretty well for exploring why that moment was, well, significant.
It feels significant, doesn't it? I mean, the BBC dedicating a whole night on BBC Two plus iPlayer just for this anniversary in May.
Sure.
That feels like more than just remembering an old concert.
It does suggest something important happened there, something that still resonates.
And central to it all is this new documentary, When Bruce Springsteen Came to Britain.
And apparently, it's not just archive footage. They've got a brand new world-exclusive interview with Springsteen.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Talking about that first UK trip.
Yeah, reflecting on it. And this is where it gets really interesting, apparently.
Go on.
He talks about feeling something like PTSD after those first shows.
PTSD?
Yeah.
Seriously? From playing a concert? That sounds extreme.
Well, yeah, and apparently he even fled his own party afterwards. Bailed on it.
Wow. Okay, that paints a very different picture than just, triumphant debut. What do you think was going on there, that kind of reaction?
It makes you wonder, doesn't it? The pressure, maybe, coming to a new country, huge expectations already building, the hype, as they called it then.
The whole future of rock and roll thing was already swirling around him, wasn't it?
Exactly. So maybe that intense scrutiny combined with being in a new place,
Yeah.
it raises questions about, the vulnerability behind the rock star image.
Definitely. And the documentary isn't just his side of the story, is it?
No. They've got interviews with Stevie Van Zandt, obviously, from the E Street Band.
Right. But also people like Sting and Peter Gabriel, music legends in their own right.
Okay, so contemporaries, what they saw.
Yeah, and his manager, John Landau. Plus, Michael Palin.
Michael Palin. From Monty Python, what's his connection?
Apparently, he was actually at one of the shows and wrote about it in his diary.
No way. That's brilliant. So you get this cross-section of views, the band, the manager, other musicians, and, well, a cultural observer like Palin.
It should give a really rounded picture. Sting and Gabriel, for instance, could talk about the UK music scene then, how Springsteen landed in that context.
And Palin offers that sort of outside, almost fan perspective, but a very articulate one.
Precisely.
And then there's the concert itself. They're showing the whole Hammersmith Odeon 75 show.
Yeah, which is fantastic. It means you're not just hearing about it, you can actually see it. The energy, the performance.
Experience it, almost. Tracks like Born to Run, right? Very early days for those massive songs.
What does seeing that footage add, do you think, beyond just reading about it?
Oh, huge amounts. You see the raw energy before everything became quite so polished, maybe. You see the band chemistry forming, Springsteen finding his feet on an international stage. It's a visual, visceral connection to that specific moment, a different kind of historical evidence, really.
So pulling it all together, this anniversary, the BBC spotlight,
Yeah.
what's the big takeaway?
I think it underlines just how big a deal that arrival was, not just for his career launching him internationally, but maybe for the UK music scene too. It was the start of this huge relationship he built with UK audiences.
A real cultural connection being forged.
Exactly. And the fact that it's still being talked about and celebrated like this 50 years later, that says a lot about the impact. It wasn't just a flash in the pan.
Absolutely. It's a fascinating look back at the kind of an origin story for a global phenomenon born out of this maybe quite intense, difficult debut.
Yeah, the documentary might really shed light on that intensity.
It really makes you wonder, though, what was it about that specific moment, that artist, that audience,